Welcome back to the show, everyone. We've got the ladies from the Democratic Club with us now. They're going to be giving us an update on your June and July meetings, as well as talking about voter rights. Welcome to the show, Sue, Janine. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Well, let's start off by talking about your June 17th general meeting. What's on your agenda?
Well, we're going to have our representative from the Board of Supervisors. We're in District 5, and Katrina Foley is going to be our guest. She's our representative in the county, and she's going to give us an update on our district and tell us what's been going on. I don't have any clue as to what exactly she's going to talk about.
I was going to ask, do you know what her agenda is?
But I do know that, I mean, just from monitoring the information she's been sending out, I know a couple of things she's been working on, but most recently she's been, the Board of Supervisors has been working on the budget. And they did a couple of workshops for the public to talk about what goes into the budget and what the budget trends have been and so on. And I didn't get to attend any of those. I don't know if they're still taking comments from the public. They may be. I'm not sure about that. Katrina will tell us. But what you can do is go to the county website, and there is you can take a look at the presentation itself, which is very, very interesting. I was looking at it myself. So you can go to CFO, that's Chief Financial Officer, cfo.ocgov.com, and then go to public-workshops, and you can see there's a button that gives you registration information, which is passed, but there's a button that you can click on that'll bring up the presentation. Mm-hmm. So, and it's really important, I think, for us to understand what's going on with our county finances. And this is the first time that I can remember that there has been as much publicity to the citizens of the county. I mean, maybe there has been, I missed it, but I was impressed by the fact that they were encouraging people, that the supervisors were encouraging people to come and find out how these discussions are going and what's the state, how does it compare with prior budgets, and how is, to what extent is what's happening at the federal level impacting us at the state level and at the county level, because it all trickles down to us. So that's been that should be very interesting.
Okay, well, look forward to your feedback on that next time I see you. You have a special program on immigration.
Yes, and I did want to say that both the meetings are in Clubhouse 2. The June 17th meeting is at 7 p.m., but you can come at 6:30, and there will be postcards written to Young Kim, our representative, at 6:30. And we're also collecting for the village effort for toys and games, et cetera, for chalk. There's a club in the village that is collecting that, and the name escapes me at the moment. But anyway, people can bring unwrapped presents for that. And then July 5th in Clubhouse 2, Rebecca Gilad, who is the president of the Community Bridge Builders, will be talking about immigrants' journeys. And that is, the doors will open at 12:30, and it starts at 1 and should be over by 2:30, again in Clubhouse 2. And the title is Who Immigrants Are and Their Importance to the U.S. And there will be a screening of part of a Dutch documentary, which is called Illegal Crossings, Life-Threatening Journey Across the U.S.-Mexico Border. And picture is worth 1,000 words. And it describes in a very graphic way what many immigrants go through to come to this country. And what better way to celebrate July 5th, July 4th, than with the recognition that all of us were at one point immigrants, and we're the ones, and immigrants besides the Native Americans are the ones who formed this country. And Rebecca will talk about quite a few things, why the people leave their country when they know that it's so dangerous and so difficult, that each immigrant has a different story. People think they know who immigrants are, but really each story is very unique. Who helps them cross the border and why they do it and how they benefit, how our country benefits from immigrants, and also what happens to the family structure when families are separated for whatever reason it might be. And then one of the most important things is Rebecca will try to tell us what we can do if we want to help any immigrants. And it should be a very interesting story, because Rebecca herself is from Mexico and has lived in several countries throughout the world. And she's a very vibrant speaker, and I'm sure it will be a fascinating journey.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
It's such an interesting topic, and for those of us who were born and raised here, we can't really relate, but we can definitely understand and listen to the stories. So you also wanted to touch on voting rights.
Yeah.
What's going on there, Janine?
Well, there's actually, over the past approximately 15 years, there has been some real destruction of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. For a long time, the Voting Rights Act encouraged or allowed for, removed obstacles for people to vote, made it easier to vote, made it easier to address issues like gerrymandering and voter suppression. But in 2013, let me back up a step. One of the reasons for that was that there, in certain states with a history of voter suppression, there was a precept in the Voting Rights Act of 1965 called preclearance, which meant that when one of those states wanted to change the way they managed their voting, they had to get approval from the federal government. Okay, and this is all of this is as a result of slavery and the 15th Amendment, which it allowed former slaves to be able to vote, and for a long time that was suppressed. That ability to vote after Reconstruction was ended. So there's a long history of voter suppression, and so one of the things that people recognize the Voting Rights Act of 1965 for is making America fully democratic. In other words, everybody had the right to vote if they were a citizen. And so back in 2013, there was a ruling called Shelby versus Holder, 2013, which did away with the pre-clearance requirement, and so states immediately, states who wanted to, not just the original set of states, but states who wanted to, no longer had to worry about being fair.
I want to hear more.
Okay, well.
On that note, come back and tell me about it.
All right, very good.
All right, folks, we'll be back right after these messages. Stay with us.